Chapter 2. A Locked Door. You need the help with the reptiles, open or not, Mom insisted to Uncle Aldous. And the kids need a place to stay for the summer.
Kids need a place to stay for the summer.
While I'm on the research trip. Uncle Aldous just glared at her. Tell me how you hurt your arm and why you closed your business, and I might reconsider, Mom said.
And I might reconsider.
Uncle Aldous closed his eyes. You don't want to know, and you'd best take your kids with you. Mom's watch beeped. I've got to go. She hugged Sam and Dean. Mind your uncle. Then Mom hopped into the car and drove away. The three watched the car disappear around the bend. Uncle Aldous stepped in front of them. You two do exactly as I say if you want to live to see your mother again, he said sternly. The kids followed Uncle Aldous into the reptile house. The smell hit them like a brick. What is that smell? Dean asked, scowling. You'll get used to it, Uncle Aldous replied. Sam doubted it. It stunk like filth, death, and decay.
Aldous replied. Sam adopted it. It stunk like filth, death, and decay.
The main area had two rows tank enclosures filled with insects, spiders, lizards, and snakes. One had a sign stating, "Venomous Snake." 3 large habitats housed a Komodo dragon, an alligator, and a python. The animals seemed on edge. Several enclosures were covered with black cloths. What's going on here? Sam whispered to Dean. Dean nodded to the left. I don't know, but look. Dean pointed to an enclosure covered with a black cloth. Tim! They said in unison. The last time they'd visited 6 years ago, Tim the iguana had been a house pet. Only kept in his tank at night. Why was his tank covered? Dean reached over and began lifting the cloth. Drop it, Uncle Aldous said firmly. Where is Tim? Sam asked. Is he in the kitchen? Tim is gone, Uncle Aldous replied bluntly. Anyway, since you're here to help, you can start by sweeping the main room. He handed them a couple of brooms and a dustpan. Do not go anywhere else. I'll be back in a few minutes. Sometimes, Sam and Dean could almost read each other's thoughts. It was a twin thing. At that moment, they felt a shared uneasiness. They took the brooms and dustpan and got to work. Sam wondered what was going on. Their uncle had built this place for reptiles that shouldn't be owned but couldn't be released back into the wild. He was kind, not mean. Why was he acting like this? The twins swept the floor all the way to a doorway. From their past visit, they knew it led to a hallway that went to 2 doors.
They knew it led to a hallway that went to 2 doors.
One took you upstairs to the living quarters. The other door led to the basement. Sam and Dean were standing in front of the door to the basement when Uncle Aldous returned. I told you to stay where you were, Uncle Aldous barked angrily. Where had he come from? I guess that happens when you live alone with a bunch of reptiles, Sam. Suddenly, it was replaced with heavy thuds. Sometimes, Sam and Dean could almost read each other's thoughts. "I told you to stay where you were," Uncle Aldous barked angrily. Where had he come from? "Don't go down there. Ever." Uncle Aldous' voice softened as he added, "Let me show you around. It's almost time for bed." Dean looked at Sam and mouthed, "Bedtime already?" when their uncle wasn't looking. Uncle Aldous showed them where the food, both animal and human, was kept. They got a short lesson on the reptile equipment and accessories because, as Uncle Aldous said, you never know when you'll need to move or care for a critter. Then Uncle Aldous pointed upstairs. "Go on up. You'll share the room on the right. The bathroom is attached. Dinner is on the table." He paused, then added, "I expect you to help during the day, but at night you must be in your room." Sam and Dean walked up the stairs without a word. With each step, Sam's worry grew. "Uncle Aldous has changed a lot," Dean said. "I guess that happens when you live alone with a bunch of reptiles," Sam replied. Dean opened the door to their room. "Whatever it is, something isn't right." Inside the room were 2 twin beds, a dresser, and a small round table with 2 chairs. Their dinner was on the table. Oatmeal. Suddenly, they heard a loud collection of sounds. Crash, bang, groan. Sam looked to Dean. That came from below. Then again they heard crash, smash, boom. They ran down the stairs, but when Sam turned the doorknob, it wouldn't budge. Uncle Aldous had locked them in.